Hello my crafty friends. Today on Cardz TV we'll be making a Father's Day card. We're going to use the Handyman cartridge. This is a Cricut light. I've had it for quite a while and never used it. So today it's going to get used. We'll use George and Basic Shapes because I needed a tag, but you can use any of your Cricut cartridges that have a tag on them. We'll be using papers from this Cardz 6x6 paper pad, and this is called Well Played. And for our sentiments, we'll use two Cardz TV stamp sets. This one is Mixed Messages, and we'll be using You Nailed It. And for the inside of our card, we're going to use the Cardz TV Father's Day set, and we'll be using World's Greatest Dad. So let's get started on this Father's Day card. The Father's Day card that we're making today is going to be an S-fold card. So I cut my cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5. I scored it at 4 1/4, folded that in half, and then I took this edge and went back to the fold and used my bone folder to get a nice crease, and that makes our S-fold card. Now we're going to go ahead and cover the inside first. I've got a red mat that's going down, and I will have all the measurements and all the supplies listed at the end of the video, guys. So if you'd like to recreate this card, just go there, pause the video, jot that down, and you'll have everything you need. Now we've got this really pretty harlequin design that's going on next. I think that has a very masculine feel to it, and I love all the colors. Now we're going to cover this inside as well as this front, and I've got another red mat for that. So we'll put one on the inside and one on the front. And then I have some more paper from that paper pad. This is a kind of a teal blue with a geometric design in there. It's circles inside of circles. And this is going on next. I love these patterns and colors together, especially on the craft paper. And this is a pretty quick card. Okay, now there's our card base right there. Love that. Now, I wanted a tag to put on the front. And like I said, you can find tags in lots of the Cricut cartridges. But I happen to like this one in the George cartridge because it's a kind of long and narrow tag, which I think will work well on the front of this card. And this is on page 103. And there it is right there. I cut the tag and the shadow. Now the shadow I cut out of some more craft paper. It's going to go right there on the front. And then I used another piece of paper from that Well Played mat stack or paper pad, and that was cut right there. And this has a kind of a leaf pattern in it, but I really liked it. So we're going to layer these two together, matching up that hole in the tag. And I like to add metal to masculine cards, and I had this little ball chain that I think came on the end of one of my tweezers, and I'm going to put that right through there. I think that adds a nice little masculine touch, and it's really cute. But you can find ball chains in hardware stores and different places. Isn't that cute? The next thing I want to do to my tag is add this little hammer, and that came from the Handyman cartridge, and it is the first cut in the first column, but I only cut two parts of it. I cut this part out of gray and then the handle out of red, so I didn't want the shadow, and I can't even see what these tiny little things are. It's some highlight for the hammer, I think, but I didn't cut that. But I've got my hammer on some foam tape, and that's going to go just like that. And I wanted to use my sentiment on the front. You nailed it, from the Cardz TV Mixed Messages stamp set. So I took my bone folder, because it's going to go across the hammer, and I just kind of curved it just like that, and I put some foam tape on either end. That's going to go right there across my hammer. So I'm going to get this adhered down, and then we're going to come back and put this tag on the front of the card. We'll do our inside sentiment, and we've got a really cute Father's Day card all done. I've got my tag all done, but I decided before I put it on the front, I want to go ahead and put the sentiment on the inside so that I can position this tag to where it will cover that inside sentiment so you can't see it until you open the card. And I love that little beaded chain on there. I just love that touch of metal. So we're going to go ahead and get the inside sentiment mat stamped. Now I've got a white sentiment mat, and as I said, I'll have all the measurements for you at the end of the video. And this one is going to go on top of a red mat, which will then go on top of this craft mat, and it's going to go on the inside of the card. So we're going to go ahead and get this stamped, and of course we're using Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I've already got my stamp on here, World's Greatest Dad. We'll get this inked up. And get that stamped right here. And this will leave us plenty of room to write an additional sentiment, tell Dad we love him, and sign our name. So I'll get this moved out of the way, and we'll get all of these inside pieces adhered together and on the inside of our card. Okay, I've got my sentiment all adhered together, and we're going to add it right over here. We're going to center it top to bottom, but we're going to put it as, well, let's say about 3/8 of an inch from this edge of the card fold, just like that. And now when we close the card, we can see where we need to put that tag. And I'm going to go ahead and take this ball chain off and then put it back on after I get it adhered, because it's a little bit hard to get it on there like that. Now I've only got adhesive on this side of the tag, and I'm going to see exactly where I need to position it to cover that inside sentiment, and I think that's good, just like that. And we're going to put the chain back in. I think that adds just a really cute touch of metal. Get it fastened back. Sorry if I keep getting out of the shot, guys. And I may take a little glue dot and put under the back here to secure that chain, to keep it where I want it. So there is our quick Father's Day card, our S-fold card. On the front, we've got You Nailed It, World's Greatest Dad. I think that turned out really cute. Thanks so much for coming by today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video and this card. It was lots of fun to put together. And I will see you again soon with another card. Bye now.